definitely want to wrap tape around the connector so it will go through the slot easier, or else it's going to get hung up. Put enough tape on there so it won't pull off when you go to pull it up. Just take your time. It's going to take a little finessing and maneuvering, but you will get it up. Okay, we've gotten it through. Okay, what we're going to do with the next wire is we're going to pull the wire we just installed back down a little bit. We're going to leave the connector out, of course. Pull it back down a little bit and then tape the new wire to that wire. So when we're going to pull that wire back up, it'll pull that wire up rather than installing the other wire back in there. Okay, now we got them both through. Go ahead and untape it. Okay, we've installed our A-pillar back in. We're going to put our gauge pod up. We're going to run the wires through the hole of the gauge pod. Then we're going to mount the gauge pod back on. You can drill a hole through the A-pillar and run the wires through them. Or you can just run it around. We're just running it around. Okay, we're going to bring the gauge in now. The longer plug goes on the passenger side of the gauge, and the shorter plug goes on the driver's side of the gauge. It goes on just like that. Okay, we're going to pull the wires down from under the dash or install the gauge into the pod. Our gauge is installed. Okay, now we're going to remove the radio and the climate control and everything, just so we can get the vent out for the AC, because we're going to install a gauge holder there. We're going to remove all the stilt head screws. You have two on the bottom of that blank plate right there. You should have one on each side of the radio. This car only has one on one side. It's missing the other side. Should slide straight out. Just put it over out of your way. You don't have to disconnect anything. Okay, we're going to remove the 4 Phillips head bolts on the climate control now, so we have more access room. This one only has 3, but yours would probably have 4. 2 on each side. Just drop it down out of your way. On the back of the vent, on the bottom and the top, you should have little prongs that's holding it in there. Okay, coming in, I'm going to show you the tabs on the driver's side. You have 2 on the driver's side right there. Push them up. As you can see, he's bending that one up. You have 2 there on that side. You have 2 more on this side. So you can push them all up and then pull the vent out. I'll go ahead and show you that. After it's popped out, you want to be careful pulling it out. It is just plastic. It can break. Watch your tabs down here on the dash. They'll get hung on the dash coming out. And your vents are out, intact. You do have some more on the top, but since it's coming out the way it is, you can get them coming down once you pull the bottom out. So you don't need to do the tops, which you would not be able to get to anyways. Okay, we're going to install our gauge holder now. It's got little tabs on the back. You might want to bend them back just a little bit. And then they're basically going to hold on to the lip on the top and the bottom there. That's what's going to hold them on. So once you get in there, it should grab onto those. Okay, we're going to install it now. You have to bend them in just a little bit to get it installed in there. Be super careful. It is very flimsy and it can break very easily. And it's installed. Okay, we're going to install our gauges into the panel now. We're going to put our boost first, then our oil, and then our water temp. You want to run the longer wire to the main unit, to the first gauge. You're only going to have one wire going to the main unit, and then all the rest of the gauges are going to daisy chain off the first gauge. So if you look on the back of the gauge, okay, as far as the connectors on the back, you have 2 on the bottom on each gauge. You have 1 on the top on each gauge. Those go to the indicator lights, warning indicator lights, which we are not using. So you want to take whichever gauge you're using first. It really doesn't matter what order you put them in. There's all daisy chained together. One's going to go to the main unit, then it's going to come off of that gauge onto another gauge. It's going to come off that gauge to another gauge, and on and on and on and on, however many gauges you use. So we're going to go ahead and hook everything up now. We're going to do the boost, oil pressure, and the water temperature. It's going to be how we're going to set ours up. It doesn't matter which one goes first or which one goes last. You're just daisy chaining everything together. Okay, now we're going to take the longer wire coming off the first one there, which goes to the main unit. We're going to insert that into meter 2 output. And you have your other clip that goes for the wiring and everything to get your power. Then we're going to come in with our boost gauge wire that came through the firewall, which is going to hook to turbo on the main unit. Should be white. We're going to bring in our oil pressure wire that come in through the firewall. We're going to hook it into the oil pressure. It should be black. And we're going to bring in our water temp, which should be blue. We're going to hook it to the water temp. And basically our unit is installed other than wiring up the power for it. Okay, to get our gauges going, I just tapped in some fuses here. The one on the left side, the fourth one up from the bottom, is your ignition source, your switched ignition source. And the one on the right, the third one up from the bottom, is your 12-volt battery source. And then we're coming from those, going to our wires. We just got them tied in right now, just getting to work. We do not have our illumination hooked up. Our black wire is going to ground, which we have a blue. We're just grounding it right there. We have everything hooked up onto the main unit, and we'll go ahead and turn the key on. But when you turn the key on, since we do not have oil pressure, it will light up and it will blink and everything, and it'll start making a buzzing noise. That means you have low oil pressure. But that is basically how they work. Of course, we have our battery hooked up in the back as well.